Meghan with her super stardust, which is why people like you are so peeved, because she turned her back on Britain. I understand we can sort out some counselling for you, Kelvin.
I'm peeved about her
You will
actions.
recover from this. You will recover from this.
Why doesn't she come back to the UK and wave to us all?
Because she thinks people like Kelvin McKenzie are going to be all...
Well, I'm entitled to a view.
That's true, though,
and so
isn't it,
are
Jacob?
you. You're entitled to a view, but that shouldn't stop her coming out and giving her views to our...
A single viral TV clip sent shockwaves across the United Kingdom, reigniting the fierce and often emotional debate over Meghan Markle's relationship with Britain. The footage, which quickly spread across social media and news outlets, became the spark for a national conversation that had been simmering just beneath the surface. The demand at the heart of the controversy was blunt and unmistakable. Meghan should return to the UK and give the public a wave, a simple gesture loaded with meaning. For some, it was a call for reconciliation, a chance to heal old wounds. For others, it felt like an imposition, a reminder of the pressures that drove her and Prince Harry away in the first place. This audacious call split public opinion right down the middle. Some saw it as entitlement, a demand for access to someone who had chosen a different path. Others viewed it as a justified request for acknowledgement from a former royal who once represented the nation. The debate spilled into living rooms, pubs and talk shows with passionate arguments on both sides. The moment captured the ongoing psychodrama of the Sussexes, duty versus freedom, public expectation versus personal choice. It highlighted the complex relationship between the royal family and the people, and the ever-present tension between tradition and modernity. It forced the nation to confront a difficult question. Do royals owe lifelong service, or can they walk away and forge their own destinies? The issue touched on deeper themes of identity, loyalty, and the evolving role of the monarchy in a changing world. The fallout from that single inflammatory request still shapes the narrative today. Headlines, social media feeds, and dinner-table conversations continue to buzz with speculation and opinion, proving that royal drama is never truly over. It simply evolves with each new chapter. The so-called wave demand became more than just a request. It became a symbol of the unresolved tension between monarchy, media, and the people, a reminder that the story of the royals is, in many ways, the story of Britain itself. The flashpoint was a GB News debate between tabloid veteran Kelvin MacKenzie and historian Tessa Dunlop. MacKenzie, incensed by Meghan's Nigeria trip, declared the British public entitled to see her return and wave. Dunlop countered, mocking the idea and defending Meghan's right to move on. The exchange distilled the national divide, tradition and duty versus modern independence. McKenzie's demand went viral, fueling both outrage and support. The clash exposed the raw nerves at the heart of the royal debate. The McKenzie-Dunlop clip exploded online, with entitled and scary trending as viewers recoiled at the idea of summoning Meghan for public display. Sussex supporters saw it as proof of the possessiveness that drove her away. Critics argued the demand was about the title, not the person. If Meghan profits from Duchess of Sussex, some expect acknowledgement in return. The debate revealed a deeper question. Is a royal title a job, a brand, or a lifelong obligation? The digital firestorm showed how unresolved the meaning of royalty remains in the modern age. The controversy wasn't just about Meghan, it was about what the public thinks it's owed. The entitlement debate is far from settled. Why do some in Britain feel they have a claim on Meghan Sussex? Why does her every move seem to spark such intense debate, scrutiny, and even outrage? For many, Meghan's story is more than just a royal romance. It's a mirror reflecting the nation's complicated relationship with its monarchy, its traditions, and its sense of self. This feeling is rooted in the unwritten social contract between the public and the royal family, a contract that has evolved over centuries. The monarchy is funded by taxpayers, and in return, the royals are expected to be visible, dutiful, and above all, accessible to the people. The public feels invested not just financially but emotionally. Royals are expected to trade privilege for public service, appearances, charity, and yes, waving from balconies. These rituals are more than tradition. They're seen as proof that the royals are fulfilling their end of the bargain. Every wave, every smile, every handshake is a symbolic gesture of gratitude to the nation that supports them. Meghan's marriage was seen as a pact, a new chapter in the royal story, one that the public felt personally invested in. Her wedding was a national event, watched by millions, and for many, it felt like she owed them a certain loyalty in return for their acceptance and celebration. So, when she and Harry stepped back from royal duties but kept their titles, it was seen as a breach of that pact. Many felt betrayed, as if the couple had taken the benefits but abandoned the responsibilities that come with royal life. Critics argue that Meghan and Harry want the perks without the obligations, fueling resentment and a sense of injustice. This anger isn't just about titles or money, it's about a perceived lack of respect for the traditions and expectations that bind the monarchy to the people. The media amplifies this sense of ownership, blurring the line between public figure and public property. Tabloids and broadcasters dissect Meghan's every action, feeding a cycle of fascination and outrage that keeps the story alive. As an outsider who ultimately chose to leave, Meghan became the lightning rod for this frustration. Her decision to step away was seen not just as a personal choice, but as a rejection of the nation's embrace. The feeling of ownership is less about Meghan as an individual and more about the narrative of betrayal and loss. It's about the public's desire to feel connected to the royals and the pain when that connection is threatened. The demand for a wave, a smile, or a public appearance is a raw expression of this complex, often toxic dynamic, a longing for reassurance that the monarchy still belongs to the people. Ultimately, this sense of entitlement is a symptom of a deeper, unresolved national identity crisis, one that plays out in the lives of the royals, and especially in the story of Meghan Sussex. At the heart of the drama is the issue of Harry and Meghan's royal titles. After stepping back, they kept Duke and Duchess of Sussex, sparking ongoing controversy. For some, the titles are a birthright. For others, they're conditional on service. Their rare visits to Sussex and use of titles for commercial gain fuel calls to strip them. Every time the titles are used, critics see the monarchy being exploited. The unresolved title issue powers the ongoing drama. If Meghan were just a private citizen, the debate would fade. Until the titles are resolved, the tension will persist. The titles are both their brand and their burden. In the US, the Meghan wave controversy is seen as another odd British royal squabble. Americans, raised on individualism, find the idea of demanding a duchess's wave baffling. US media mocks the British obsession while embracing Harry and Meghan as celebrities who escaped an archaic system. Meghan's story resonates as one of self-reinvention and speaking out. The same royal status that sparks outrage in Britain fuels fascination in America. The couple's brand straddles two worlds, condemned in one, celebrated in the other. This cultural divide ensures the Sussex saga will remain a global spectacle. Their story is interpreted through two very different lenses. The viral demand for Meghan to wave is more than just a fleeting media spat. It's a symbol of something much deeper, a reflection of the shifting relationship between the royal family and the public. In that moment, the simple act of waving became a battleground for expectations, tradition, and the desire for connection. It's a marker of the monarchy's modern crisis, where centuries-old customs collide with the realities of a digital, hyper-connected world. The palace, once a fortress of mystery, now stands exposed to the relentless gaze of millions. This moment exposes the deep rift between the Sussexes and the British public, a divide that has only grown wider with every headline and every social media post. It brings to the surface unresolved questions of duty, privacy and identity, questions that have haunted the monarchy for generations but now feel more urgent than ever. Social media amplifies every controversy, turning private moments into public debates and fueling a cycle of outrage that never seems to end. Disagreements that might once have faded quietly now explode into culture wars, dividing friends, families and even nations. The royal family's old strategy of silence and stoicism clashes with Harry and Meghan's openness and willingness to speak out, fueling endless drama and keeping the world watching. The wave demand was really a demand for answers, a plea for transparency, for authenticity, for a sign that the royals are listening and willing to engage. What do we truly expect from our royals? Are they meant to be symbols, servants, celebrities, or something else entirely? And what happens when they refuse to play the roles we assign them? When the doors stay closed and the answers don't come, frustration grows, and the gap between the monarchy and the people widens. The outrage that follows shows just how sensitive and volatile the issue remains, and how much is at stake for both the royals and the nation. The story of Harry, Meghan and Britain is far from over. In many ways, it's a mirror for the country itself, its hopes, its divisions, and its search for identity in a changing world. In fact, it may only just be beginning as the next chapter of the monarchy and the nation unfolds before our eyes.